Well, this one tends to be quite popular, this peptides, when I recommend it to people. And I actually can recommend this one because the primary delivery of action usually is intranasal. So and that is Selank and Semax. So Selank and Semax are very similar in a lot of ways. They're, for simplicity's sake, brain boosting compounds, both of them. They help with learning, they help with regrowing brain cells, they help with cognition, they help with focus. They're both fantastic. The difference is Semax has an energizing quality to it, energizing for the brain and body. And then Selank has a relaxing quality to it. So Semax is more of a dopaminergic, and then Selank is more of a GABA stimulator. So I really like to have, first thing in the morning, a little sniff of Semax, get me going. And then maybe in the evening, a little sniff of Selank to calm me down. These are great compounds because they've been studied very extensively in Russia, where they were created. They were created many decades ago. There's a good safety profile on it. The side effects seem to be non-existent from what I've seen and any of the literature that's been translated anyway. It just seems to be a really safe, really effective compound. Now, when I say really safe, I would put Semax as a stimulant, maybe not as effective as, say, coffee, but I would consider it to be much safer. Because although it has, how do we say it? Though it has some kind of stimulatory effect, I find it's not a real stimulant, because what characterizes a stimulant to me is that it has a peak and then a crash. I don't perceive any crash with Semax. I just perceive like you feel energized and then you carry on feeling energized, and then there's no crash a few hours later. It's just you get to the end of the day, right? And there's also, you don't feel jittery at the end of the day because you're still overstimulated. That may happen with different genuine stimulants. So it's stimulating, but I wouldn't call it a stimulant. And so for that reason, I mean, if you're really exhausted, you may not find it energizing enough. If you're really addicted and habituated to having a lot of actual stimulants, then you're probably not going to find it stimulating enough. But if you're someone like me who doesn't use any stimulants, it's stimulating in a very pleasant way without creating that crash and without creating that jitteriness. And the Selank, on the other hand, is similarly, I would say, mildly calming. So it doesn't have a, like a drinking alcohol kind of level of effect. It's not, or a Xanax or something. It's not big like that, but it has like a nice little taking the edge off kind of thing to it. And I think that's because it really is working in a safe way, that it's not as powerful as some of the drug versions. But of course, it doesn't have all the drawbacks and downsides of the drug versions: the addiction, the peak, the crash, the withdrawal, the tolerance, all of the the reasons why it's not a good idea to take any drugs. Selank and Semax doesn't have, and I have tested that out. I've tried having periods with it, stopped, no withdrawal. So not only no crash, no withdrawal, really no difference. It's like, it's nice, but I could easily forget to have it. And because it's in this place in the fridge, so I often forget. You don't forget to take things that are addictive, right? So I think there's no addictive quality. It's got a nice beneficial quality. And other than that, yeah, as I said, brain healing, help BDNF, nerve growth factor, growing new brain cells, all of that awesome stuff. So I'm a big fan.
Right. And so then, as you made the distinction, you would take one in the morning and one in the night. It's not that you would either swap it or take them together ever.
You can. No, you can. That's just an example. If you wake up with anxiety, you can have Selank in the morning. And if you need a boost at night, you can have Semax at night. And you can do them together if you just want to help your cognition in general and you don't want to be stimulated or relaxed. You can actually have both to kind of cancel each other out. So you can absolutely do that. I know you're going to ask about dosage next. So how I do that is they always, in my experience, come in a bottle already dissolved. And so I just would have a spray of each, because I don't want to be spraying loads of sprays up my nostrils. So whatever they give you, I would want a spray of each. But to be honest, I want that spray to be as strong as possible. So if wherever you're buying it has different versions of different strengths. I personally would go with the strongest one, the highest concentration.
And then for this, would there be, I mean, I thought you said it's very, very well researched and very little safety concerns. So is there anything or off the top of your head that you can think of, or not really?
I haven't seen anything. I'd be interested to hear it if someone again wants to put it in the comments underneath, but I've never seen any issue with Semax or Selank at the recommended amounts, at least, right? I don't know what would happen if you did like a whole bottle worth in one go or something. But again, as I said, because it's always sold dissolved in the bottles and so much you can get in those at one time. So
yeah, and we're not asking you to try that. That's not a recommendation. We don't need that feedback. Thank you.
Absolutely not. But yeah, so I've never tried it, so I don't know. I haven't seen anything. But yeah, if you just stick with the amount that is recommended, it seems extremely safe.